I do love good sports trash talk, though. I think
It is.
there's a place for it, and there's a way to do it.
Yeah.
Well, also like for example, like I like Alex Bowman and Denny Hamlin, but I was handing out L's yesterday.
Oh yeah.
I was handing out L's to both of them.
Yeah, no.
They both took some for me.
Like Jeff and I were ribbing on each other, and that was good. Where he was, where I said, I can't remember what I said, and he was like, "Bowman got knocked out of the round of 12," and I was like, "Yeah, but they have the same number of championships." And he's just like,
Fair.
Touche.
I mean, you can't really do. But yeah, there is a healthy amount of trash talk.
Yeah.
That is quite fun with NASCAR, as long as like you're not being a jerk about it. Like there's some people who I saw were just taking it super far, and it's like why?
Yeah.
Like, why do that? Why bother? If you're gonna make fun of something, make fun of
Yeah, if
like,
I'm making
the
fun of a
obvious
driver, I'm making fun of the driver, and not you as a fan.
Yeah.
Personally, I don't care. I was a Dale Jr. fan during a 4-year winless drought. Do you know how much garbage I had to hear? That was terrible.
Joe, you look excited. You have not had a smile on your face this whole time.
I know.
Even pre-recording, I think you've been smiling 100% of the time. What's your secret?
I'm always smiling. I'm
Nope,
just
no, you're
always
not.
happy.
That was a lie. You were
Always
pretty.
happy.
You looked pretty upset that whole time. What's up? How you
Can
doing?
confirm that's a lie.
Did you not like the things I said about Brad Keselowski?
No, because you're not wrong.
Oh, I was having a funny. I was doing a laugh. I didn't mean to like
Davy's whole thing
make
was...
you have a crisis.
No, I don't know. I mean, I literally look. Ooh, Michigan Wolverines. We got our, I'm so I'm at this. Yeah, right here. Come on.
Yeah.
Put it.
Hey,
throw
look,
'em out there.
3 straight first-round playoff exits since winning Stanley Cup. Let's go!
And you lost to the Detroit Red Wings last week after having a 2-0 lead.
Yep.
Just fired another head coach, baby. Let's go. We can't stop firing head coaches. We exhausted like 8 choices in the offseason and then picked our 12th choice. And then we fired him in November.
Woo.
Yeah. Woo! Come on, you Spurs.
No, but I am extremely disappointed after Saturday, so that kind of, set my whole weekend up for failure.
I was rooting for him.
Yeah,
I was
same.
rooting for young Bradley. He was really, I don't know why he was so freaking nice, man.
Yeah, we'll talk about it, but
yeah, we will.
It's gonna be an end of an era for that team this weekend.
The start
Bunch
of a
of
new
other
one
teams.
here, boys.
Yep, Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.
Speaking of which, you have the fast hoodie. I wonder if mine's ever going to get here.
That's his first fast hoodie that he ordered a couple months ago.
Oh, is it? I was going to say, I think I accidentally ordered a second one. So.
Wait, what? No, this is the one I ordered the weekend or two ago.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what the H?
My other one's blue.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
I also ordered this like before the race even started.
Hmm.
Let's see. Fast store
sense.
order confirmation. Let's see. Have either of them shipped? Because I did accidentally buy a second one.
Hey, if you want great shipping, you can head over to the JTN merch store now and get yourself some JTN merch.
You can't. You gotta get that holiday shopping in.
That fast hoodie looks good, but let me tell you, the JTN merch looks even better because it was all made by yours truly. So.
Yep. I actually, the amount of compliments that the Davey Hazard shoe car shirt has gotten from people, because I don't wear it. I'm not gonna wear my own shirt, but like the amount of compliments this has gotten is kind of insane. Savannah said she's gotten compliments. A friend that I have that is kind of close, but she lives far away. I sent her a shirt for fun, and she said that people compliment it all the time. Cool. It's cool. Apparently, people love the shirts.
I'm glad people that don't talk to me like my art, and the people that do talk to me just don't say anything. Not you guys, but would like to be appreciated for some of the things I do sometimes.
You're appreciated.
But I'm Joe. That was Davey yawning. Matt's just sitting there at the bottom of your screen. He's got his new bike right behind him because he's trying to, I don't know, T-pose on us or something.
Thank you. God, from this angle, it looks like I have such a bad mullet right now. I need to cut my hair.
That's okay.
It's bad.
But this is the Fake Racers podcast, the penultimate episode of our second/first season, because I still have been labeling these episodes as season 1. Since we started so late last year, but
fair.
Thank you for joining. This is our obviously post Martinsville. Got a lot of stuff to talk about. This show sheet's 3 pages for some reason. So let's dive right into it because of course the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series, and you're gonna Aretha Franklin said it best. RESPECT. Tell you what it means to me.
Find out what it means to me. I don't know, man.
That race was a disgrace.
Yeah,
that was an embarrassment.
Wasn't great.
The Truck Series is full of a lot of drivers that I think it's someone else talk while I try to formulate my thought.
They don't drive good.
No.
Truck Series drivers
not Noah.
bad.
Nick Bromberg actually had a pretty good take for once. He said
Rare L.
Rare W actually.
Or sorry, W, yeah.
Yeah.
Letters.
He said the Truck Series is fun because the drivers are inexperienced and don't know how to drive very well. The Truck Series is a mess because the truck drivers are inexperienced and don't know how to drive very well.
Yeah.
Which is a pretty good way of putting it.
There's a lot of drivers in there that have a lot of experience that we kind of saw do stupid things, right? I think about the ending with Friesen. That was definitely something that a driver of his caliber with his experience should know. Yeah, don't do that. But also, I mean, we can just Matt Crafton has been talking about it for weeks, you know. But let's first talk about everyone's favorite driver, John Hunter Nemechek, and getting absolutely dumped by
Austin Wayne Self.
Don't even know his name. Austin Wayne Self.
That was Bush League. I'm just gonna go in hard. There's no excuse for right rear and somebody going into a corner like that. It's literally no excuse for that.
Yeah,
that's the racing equivalent of a hospital pass. It's absurd. He should be friggin' parked for next week.
I am
the fact
surprised
that he didn't even get like a slap on the wrist for it is an absolute joke.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm surprised there was no action. I mean, the guy, as blatant as you can get, destroyed John Hunter Nemechek. And then, obviously we're gonna fast forward a little bit here, and then in his post-race interview, didn't even have the cojones to own up to it, and it was clear what happened. Couldn't even take accountability of the fact that he did it. It wouldn't make it any better, but at least if he sat there and he admitted it, it's like, what an a-hole. But to completely deny it, I don't even know where to begin with.
Austin Wayne Self, outside of the race car, is a garbage human being, so I'm really not surprised that he did that. So,
yeah, because
I don't know if we want to go into detail on that, but yeah. So it's just a disgrace, and it's like, what's the precedent? Because 10 years ago, Kyle Busch did that exact same thing to Ron Hornaday, and he got parked for the weekend.
Yeah, but that was before the good old saying of "boys have at it."
No, that was after it. "Boys have at it" was 2010.
I thought it was 2011.
No. Well, anyway, it was 2011 was when he did it too.
Oh,
and it's like, if you're going to hook a championship contender head on into the wall for basically nothing, why are you racing next week?
Yeah.
Unless the penalty's still yet to come out. But yeah, I was pissed about
penalties
that. I'm not
even
on
Tuesdays. So.
Yeah. I'm not even a John Hunter Nemechek fan, and that infuriated me.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I mean, I saw it. I wasn't watching the race for sad reasons, Michigan football. But yeah, like you said, Bush League. It was the Truck Series right now. There's a lot of reasons why it's a mess. The first one you have to directly reflect upon NASCAR, and I mean, you can look back 5-6 years when they instituted the whole if you're 16 you can run the short tracks and the road courses. Don't forget, folks, Chase Elliott got his first NASCAR National Series win by dumping somebody in the last corner of a road course.
Yep.
But drivers change, they get older, they learn things, they get wiser, but it's that product of a lot of young guys, not necessarily a lack of experience, but not a lack of experience behind the wheel, but a lack of experience with their competitors, which the only way you can get that, of course, is out there running. It's almost like practice would be pretty important right now for especially a feeder series like the Truck Series. It's crazy how ARCA has practice because it's a youthful series, and trucks don't, even though it's like the same, drivers. Anyways, but
it's just a lack of accountability. I mean, you go back to Knoxville when Derek Kraus ran over half the field, and everybody said how mad they were at him after the race, and nothing got done about it.
Yep. I think the problem is the current crop of veterans in the Truck Series, Xfinity Series, Cup Series. For so long, they didn't have to be the guys in the room, so they just never thought about learning how to be the guys in the room, be those garage area leaders or whatever, locker room leaders, whatever you want to call them. That now there isn't anyone in that position. Apologies. But yeah, I think that's what it is. There isn't a central force. The drivers don't police themselves. They go on Twitter, yell at each other. They yell at each other in interviews, and then, oh, I didn't answer his call. I didn't answer his text. Like,
yeah.
Okay, great.
Dude, and it's such a contrast too, because on the last Dale Jr. download, he just talked about what it was like going into the hauler with Mike Helton post race, and how it was basically Mike Helton would put the fear of God in you. Like, nobody's doing that now. I'm not trying to be all rose-tinted glasses. We need to get him back, but you need somebody, because the Truck Series is out of control this year. It's absurd. Yeah. And
there's been a few instances of that.
Yeah, Austin Wayne Self was not the only case of somebody just being flat out of control like this weekend.
I mean, it's a lack of consistency with the officiating. We've seen that how many times this year. The tire at Kansas, I tried to defend them in that situation. Can't defend them anymore. But the tire at Kansas, you look at
Chase Elliott at the Roval.
There's that. You look at Chase Elliott blatantly on the radio saying he's going to help his teammate to win the race, which, what was it, 6 years ago? That was a big no-no for a couple positions.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just it's a lack of. Quentin Houff got. We're not talking about the Cup race yet, but it came up. Quentin Houff got a 5-lap penalty for dumping. Who was it? Bilicki under caution.
Yeah.
Hamlin goes out there and. I don't think it's a safety issue like everyone's trying to make it out to be, but does a lot of the same stuff. Yeah. And nothing because it gets them clicks, and that's at the end of the day, that's what they want, right? They want to generate traffic to their product. That's what they're getting. That's what they're getting with the Truck Series, just because it's stupid at times, and it's a real indictment on the way that feeder series continues to go, especially seeing as guys like Austin Hill, Sheldon Creed are moving up in the off season. I don't know. It is what it is.
You touched on it, and this is less about trucks, more about all the series in general. I can't think of anyone who the drivers would name in the hauler or in the garage area in general who has that true leadership. I don't think there's a driver that has that leadership and maturity to be able to kind of look at things like the truck race or look at instances during the Cup race or any other instance in any of the series this year where something has just gone out of control, where the drivers are just not taking accountability for themselves and their actions and how it affects other drivers. And there's no one there who can rein that in. I don't think there's anyone at all who can who is looking at that and being critical in any way. And then we do have someone who's trying, but then that same person is also kind of a part of it here and there. So just because he says something often and then sometimes he's a part of it, we don't listen to him because it's the funny meme. But Denny Hamlin is at least speaking up about these issues.
Yeah.
Whether you think he has merit or not, he's at least doing something. I don't see any other driver speaking for the drivers at all.
It's almost as if since he's a team owner, he can actually talk now, right?
Yeah.
That's probably the big difference there. But I like you said, it's funny, haha. Everyone has to agree, or at least a majority has to agree on who that guy is, and Denny Hamlin definitely does it. Has especially after the way that the second half of the season is gone, definitely has a plethora of enemies in that garage area. So it's he doesn't do himself any favors in that case. Because think about it, Mark Martin, locker room leader. How many guys had issues with Mark Martin? Exactly.
Yeah. And that's the thing, and we'll touch on it more when we get to the Cup, is like, or when we get to Cup, is, Denny Hamlin wants to be that kind of like authority figure, but you can't then go play bumper cars post race with someone in the front stretch. You have to be the example. You have to set the example and practice what you preach. If you want to talk about,
I was gonna say he's doing the same thing Brad Keselowski tried to do after he won the title in 2012. Came more outspoken and then did stupid stuff on the track. I mean, it's just it's
like, if you want to concentrate it down to just
good. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I just realized how good of a comparison that was, actually.
Yeah. But if you want to concentrate it just on trucks, like, you have Crafton and Sauter, who are the two veterans of the truck series.
Just throw Sauter out of there, because
you look at both of them, and they were both troublemakers. They were the guys who were always rubbing Todd Bodine and Ron Hornaday. They were rubbing them the wrong way constantly when they were in that. So it's not like they were, they're the new authority figures. They're just as petty and pissed off as everybody else in that series.
Yep.
And they're the veterans there.
Yep.
So, like,
Truck Series definitely doesn't have that. Xfinity Series doesn't have that, but I've noticed a trend in the direction of a lot of maturity in the Xfinity Series lately.
I think the way, and we'll get to kind of, we can talk about it in a couple minutes here, but the way Austin Cindric, I know, the way Austin Cindric and AJ Allmendinger have been able to really battle each other on the track really fiercely, and then once they're out of the car, kind of separate those two things, I think is a good example. For a lot of those younger guys, because I think, and
it helps that you've got, a Justin Allgaier and a Michael Annett who both have Cup experience, who've been there for a long time. And, like, even some of the guys who are coming up now, like Josh Berry, are older drivers who know how to race. So, and you still have a bit of a presence of Cup drivers dropping down too.
Right. But with back to the trucks, Zane Smith obviously wins after a crazy, crazy finish. Smith doesn't have a ride next year announced, at least, even though he's probably one of the hotter Chevy development guys. I have to think GMS wants to keep him in a truck, because he was one of those guys that was kind of pegged to actually take over the GMS Cup ride with some of the funding he brings.
Yeah.
Oddly enough, and then Ty Dillon. Ugh. But I don't know. Do we have any opinions? Zane Smith was kind of right place, wrong time.
Yeah, Parker. Parker, or see that? That's how you pay somebody back. Is what Parker Kligerman did. He didn't right rear and try to give somebody a headache. He went in there. He just lifted Sauter's rear tires off the ground and punted him into the wall. That's how you pay somebody back. But I was also going to say, shout out to Todd Gilliland, because he should have won all 3 races in this round. And all 3 times, the last restart, something stupid happened that screwed him over. And I was like, wow, pain. And nothing but pain. So, that wreck between he and Friesen was embarrassing on Stuart Friesen's part. And credit to Stuart, he was just like, I just ran out of talent, and I feel like garbage about it. So everybody was like, oh my god, he just right reared him, and he was like, I screwed up. So I mean, doesn't fix the race car, but
it's crazy. If you own up to your mistakes, people respect you or something. That's crazy. It's almost like other drivers have tried that and then still get yelled at. But yeah. So any other Parker obviously had another great run. Sounds like there might be a full-time ride coming for him somewhere, hopefully.
Hopefully, yeah. My heart hurts for Sheldon Creed, though.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
It all just came unraveled on the last restart for him, and it's like, cool, best driver in the series probably. Oh, outside of Nemechek.
Mm-hmm.
Like, one of the best drivers in the series doesn't get to race for a championship now.
I think at the end of the day, the struggle for him was they just didn't have it most of the year. They had that stretch right there at the start of the playoffs, end of the summer. Yeah. And then they kind of just lost it again. They lost a little bit of magic they had going, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's fair.
It's still, like you said, though, still one of the best drivers in the series, not going to be able to compete for a championship. Those 4, though, will be John Hunter, Matt Crafton, Ben Rhodes, who has had a good year, and then, of course, Zane Smith with the win at Martinsville.
I just don't like that we have somebody named Zane racing for a championship.
I'm going to get a little zany.
Later that night. Xfinity cars.
Took
the track.
Let's start with everybody's favorite prospect, Ty Gibbs. Brake checking the heck out of everybody's.
Dude, I'm okay. Quick side note: I see Ty Gibbs shirts in public.
Dude, it's so weird. How he has so many fans.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Monster.
I genuinely don't get it.
Like everybody wants to.
The shirt's cool.
Everybody rips on Austin Dillon for being a silver spoon driver, but like Ty Gibbs is the same thing, and he's like stupidly popular.
Dude, Ty Gibbs has so many shirts. I have seen multiple shirts in my town alone, and I live in a small town. Like we don't redneck haha NASCAR, but like not like rednecks don't care about the Xfinity series.
No.
Ty Gibbs I've seen more Ty Gibbs shirts than I've seen any other current NASCAR driver shirt recently. Just weird.
Anyway, Ty Gibbs brake checks Sam Mayer. Nothing shocking there because they just hate each other, so that's cool.
Is there anybody that likes Ty Gibbs outside of his fans? Like anybody on the track?
I'm sure, like somebody, maybe Brandon Jones.
They all try to hang out with them, but they're just like, I don't know how familiar you guys are with TikTok, but like. It's always like a joke on TikTok where like the meme is like it's two older siblings and then their parents had another like younger sibling like 13 years later. It's like, you want a beer? He's 4. It's like that's how they treat Ty Gibbs.
Yeah, I can see that. So
he's just a little baby.
Bad time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Ty Gibbs, Sam Mayer, that's gonna be fun next year because those two hate each other and they've been racing around each other for a very long time.
Oh, jeez.
Davey.
What?
Daniel Hemrick continues to not be allowed to have nice things. This one was definitely... This one maybe wasn't as much racing gods being like, haha, screw you, Daniel Hemrick. But, because he definitely could have done better on those late race restarts.
Just one time! Can he have the lead and there not be a late yellow? Like, it's literally every time!
I just don't.
Insane.
I like Daniel Hemrick, but all I do is laugh. All I can do is laugh. All
it's
I can
agony.
ever do is laugh.
I think
it's just funny.
Post race
when they hit like 8 to go, and I was like, "There's gonna be a yellow. Like it's not gonna go green to the end. I know for a fact it's not going to."
Martinsville.
Oh my god!
Can't wait for John Hunter to win the race next week. Daniel Hemrick finished second, and we got Daniel Hemrick 2021.
It's gonna be the least excited champion ever. Like he's gonna be like he's just gonna be annoyed at that point.
With that, and I think the stat that I've heard that would confirm be the first ever champion with 0 NASCAR Touring Series wins.
It's national, agony. Right?
Everything
national,
hurts.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Post race, I know we're skipping ahead before we talk about Noah and his win and kind of maybe gain some respect from some people with the way he drove. But post race, someone in the media center asked Hemrick about it. AJ and Cindric stood up for him, which was really cool to see.
Yeah,
saying like he's one of the best guys in there. Just because he hasn't won doesn't mean he's like not deserving, and commending him for maybe the way he raced there at the end, which I don't think people are giving him enough credit for. You know, not running through somebody to win the race because he knew he was good on points. As long as he finished where he did, I don't know. But
and that was the kind of frustrating thing about that was like his crew chief was telling him like, if we play it safe here, we're in the final 4, and I was like, dude, but come on.
Dave Rogers knows what he's talking about.
And I know, but I was like, wouldn't you rather win a race right now?
No.
Win
the race next week.
That is a hell of a high to have to come off of to get focused for a championship, in my opinion.
True. Yeah. It's just like, it's so frustrating when it's like, it's got to affect him mentally, and his crew chief's like, now hang on. We should finish second here.
I think it's better for him than he knows. Obviously everyone wants to win, but I think it'll be good for him in the long run to just secure the final 4. Because if he would have tried to go for the win, bumps Noah Gragson out of the way.
Oh no, it's taking him out next week.
That's coming back.
Yeah.
That's coming back. Whether it's this week or it's next week, it's coming back. So,
let's talk about Noah though, because Davey, I think we were watching. I don't remember if you were in there watching with us.
I was not. I was with my parentals.
But I remember you saying it. A lot of respect gained for Noah. Why?
Yeah. The main thing I was thinking about was when we got that caution and they were going to line up for the choose cone. I'm like, I don't see any way Noah Gragson doesn't pick inside behind Hemrick. I don't see it. I don't see any way he doesn't do that because he's gonna he's gonna hit him. Like this is a season. It's the best way to guarantee it is to send 1 and 2 up the track, shoot the gap. They come to the restart. His crew chief told him winners pick the outside, winners pick the front row. Sorry, and he went up on the front row to race him for it, and he raced his butt off, and he got the spot. Like, just total vibe switch, total like frame of mind switch for Noah Gragson. There, it felt like it was like something clicked with him, where like he realized he got a good car. And he's a talented race car driver, and he doesn't need to be the guy that he was framing himself to be last year. And even the beginning of this year, he doesn't need to be that guy. Like he can just drive and make a point, make a statement, and drove squeaky freaking clean the whole time. Raced him hard on the outside. You know, worked for it. Like actually sat there and worked for it on the outside of Martinsville. Massive props. Didn't expect that from him at all. I genuinely did not expect that from him in any way. I totally expected him to pick the bottom, send 1 and 2 up the track, and then he's just praying at that point. But literally, you know, bet on himself, told himself that he could do it, got up there, did it. I was just super impressive. If you know, if I didn't gain respect for him, I would say that it was one of the more impressive drives he's ever had.
Yeah, I mean, I was happy he didn't wreck him, but he knocked Justin Allgaier out of the Final Four, so I'm mad.
Well, what are you gonna do?
I'm not holding that against Noah personally. Like, yeah,
no.
No, your Allgaier just be better.
True.
Why?
Yeah.
I don't know why you'd finish 8th.
Yeah, I don't understand the strategy behind that, if I'm being honest.
Just beat Hemrick.
Yeah, no, I was genuinely surprised that he like ran that cleanly.
Yeah.
So
I know it hurts that your driver was taken out of that. So the subdued reaction
it was one of those things where I was like, cool, not only is Allgaier out of the Final Four, but you also took the win from Hemrick. But I can't be mad at you right now because you didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn it, I want to be mad at you right now, but I can't. So.
No, it was quite impressive. And, you know, again, I'm once again hoping for that Noah Gragson redemption arc where he becomes a good person and matures and starts making good decisions and, you know, can be someone that is moderately likable.
Him buying his bootleg merch was wearing it at Kansas was kind of funny too.
Funny, yeah.
It's crazy how that works. But yeah, I mean, Noah's a guy that we've kind of given a lot of S on this show at times.
Deserved. A lot of deserved stick.
True. So, you got to make sure you commend him when he does good, right? You can't always be just negative Nancy. Gotta be like, good job. Give him a little gold star. But yeah, so good for Noah. So he is going to be joined, like we said, by Daniel Hemrick, and then of course AJ Allmendinger, Austin Cindric, your defending champion, defending race winner, for next week. It's yeah, I know. Obviously, Cindric is going to be moving up to the Cup Series. Hemrick's going to be moving over to Colleague with AJ. Supposedly, they might be splitting that second Colleague Cup car. Don't know why, because AJ should just be in the car full time to compete for a championship. And then, of course, Noah, a couple weeks back, they announced he'll be back in the 9 car next year, so good for him. Because that stability is good for a driver that maybe is a little unstable sometimes with the way he races. But, so, yeah, that was Xfinity. Little Saturday night short track racing.
We'll move on. Race than the truck race.
I enjoyed it.
It was a decent race.
Not biased. I like every Martinsville race. I can't not like Martinsville.
Yeah, Martinsville's great.
And finally, the main event.
Oh boy,
Sunday.
Let's open this can of worms.
Oh God, I'm dreading it because we can't all just lob on Alex Bowman's knob. So we gotta.
I got this.
Here we go.
I got this. I'm not wearing his shirt or anything. Anyways.
I'm surprisingly not, but
I cannot win. I can't have crap on this show.
Listen. Alex Bowman wins and pets win everywhere. Okay. Yeah. You can't be against that. Matt froze. It was such big news he froze for a second there.
I did, yeah. I couldn't believe it.
early on in the race, Ryan Blaney has another run-in with Austin Dillon. Can't tell if he brake checked him or
yeah, that
Dillon.
Was weird.
It like everyone said he was brake checked him. I don't think he brake checked him. Just watching it.
What do you think he did then?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, he did. Did you see the replay?
You heard him lift off the throttle when they showed his onboards. I don't know if he got it. I don't know if he got sideways or if and had to let off or if he just brake checked him. But it was like that doesn't happen from the front car not losing speed.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying like Dillon just ran him over.
Yeah.
So. But if you're Ryan, I haven't seen Ryan Blaney do stuff like that before, so it's hard for me to believe that he would do that, especially in one of the biggest races of his career. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just me. But if he did, shouldn't have done it.
At the same time, though, I totally understand the frustration he would feel. They put honestly, I gotta like unloading bad in Martinsville as a playoff car this week must have been horrendous. What are you talking about? Do you want me to stop?
No, I was just gonna say it was awful. I mean, look at it ruined Harvick's title odds last year.
Well, like it must have been horrendous because like obviously they start all the playoff cars up front. So if your car unloads bad at Martinsville, you have to deal with an ill-handling race car from the get. You're dealing with a car that you have to fight all day. You're probably getting passed constantly because they're starting you up front with all the playoff guys. So you now are dealing with cars passing you, and your car handles like crap. And you're balancing this, juggling it to try not to go a lap down because because Kyle Larson or Chase Elliott are bearing down on you half straightaway away, and you're in 20th fighting for your life. I totally get why someone like Ryan Blaney, who's normally pretty calm, would have a quick break moment, like where he just stomps on the brakes, literally a break moment.
Not to mention, you're getting your back bumper beat off by the guy who wrecked you last week.
Yep.
And put you in this must-win position.
That is actually a super, I didn't even think about that, but yeah, that too.
Yeah. So it's just like I wouldn't put that on Dillon. It's just whether or not Blaney brake checked him or he got sideways from Dillon trying to lift his rear tires off the ground on exit or something. Yeah. But yeah, like that kind of contact usually doesn't just cave in the front car's quarter panel without him losing speed somehow. So and it was unfortunate because it put him in a hole like immediately, and like as soon as that happened, it was like, yep, they're done.
Yep.
So
speaking of Chase Elliott bearing down on you, he ran well all day.
Yes, he did.
Well enough to secure his place into the final four after the second stage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Pretty strong, pretty good, not unexpected.
Chase, the weird thing with Chase this year has been just. He's up there in like lap sled and stuff, and he's been up there in points, but it just doesn't feel like last year where he was consistently a threat to win. It feels like he's kind of hovered in that 4 to 8 zone, where last year he was in that 1 to 4 zone. Which it doesn't sound like a lot, right? But he's been back half of the top 10. It feels like more than he's been front half of the top 10. It's just that he's more often in the top 10 than maybe some of those other guys.
They have a bad tendency to fade at the end of races too, or when he's actually up there. But or he'll be up at the front, and that's when something stupid happens, whether it's his own doing or somebody else.
Oh no, I'm Chase Elliott and I'm choking.
Yeah. Let's bring it back.
I need NASCAR to save me at my best track statistically. Anyways.
Oh no, I don't have a radio. It'd be a shame if NASCAR penalized me, which they should.
Oh,
they didn't.
Oh no, I'm gonna say on the radio I'm gonna help my teammate win and manipulate a race. Oh no,
the rear bumper's hanging off of my car. What will
it wasn't okay when MWR did it, but maybe it'll be okay for me.
Yeah.
Okay, we're done. Sorry.
No, but he runs well all day. Keselowski makes a mistake underneath him, gets loose off the track.
He's obviously got to make the final four. He's well within the top 3 best Hendrick drivers, obviously.
Right.
Anyway. Contact with Brad Keselowski.
Has won on an oval.
Yeah.
Guess what the championship race is on an oval.
Yeah.
It's going to be funny when all 4 championship cars randomly start at the back next week, too.
That would be really funny if they all failed inspection multiple times next week.
That'd be great.
Likely.
They're all going to fail at least once.
Yeah. Anyway, Brad spun him out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
No, I think Chase Elliott chopped him.
Yeah, he 100% chopped him. Actually.
As a Brad Keselowski fan, it was very sad to see Brad not competing for a title in his last race in the 2-car. He made a mistake.
Yes, he did.
Whether he drove in too deep or got loose, he made a mistake and took Chase out. Yeah. There you go.
It happens.
I am the voice of reason. There are a lot of people out there that are saying that he just straight up dumped Chase. There's a difference. He didn't. And there's a lot of people saying that Chase dumped himself, which, no.
Those people are what we like to call wrong.
Right.
Those two groups of people, don't be them.
Don't be them. No, but Brad makes a mistake. This is how I look at these types of things. Chase, they were trying to say Chase was letting him go at one point.
That is
you don't let someone go when they're already below you and then cut down.
Not to mention, like 2 laps later, Chase blocked him almost all the way to the pit road entrance.
Right.
So,
anyways, but at that point, I think if you're Brad who raced Davey, you were on for that race. Really, really not as aggressive as we've seen Brad Keselowski in the past. Was really conservative with the way he was racing those guys. All things considered. So at that point, I think you kind of just be like, all right, if I screw up, I screw up.
Yeah. Part of that's probably because he could still point his way in, and so he didn't want to paint a big target on his back by the end of the race. So,
I mean, Brad's one of the smarter guys when it comes to like the analytical side of the ongoings of the race.
And I'm never like a guy that's gonna tell someone that they should wreck someone to pass them. But if I'm at Martinsville and my season's 4 spots ahead of me, and I get blocked down to pit road entrance, I'm sorry, I'm sending you into the fence. And if you want to talk to me about it, we can talk about it. We can talk it out. I'll let you know exactly why I did it.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, he probably could have gotten away with doing it that one time. Maybe if he went up and he
Well, he wouldn't have got away with doing it because of all the fans in the stands. But
no, I don't. I see. I don't even. I wouldn't even. That's not even on. That shouldn't be on his radar.
He wouldn't have made it out of there alive without
that shouldn't even be. That should not even be on his radar. Probably could have gotten away with it there though.
You better watch out, Brad. Your Twitter mentions are going to be so bad.
Reinforcing the fact, I genuinely think he was a little too nice for what he needed to be. And if he decided he didn't want to race that way, then that's totally fine and respectable, and that's fine. But just a slight switch in the Brad Keselowski that we've seen in the past.
Yeah,
something I noticed.
Yeah,
I mean we all noticed, but
he's a guy. He's one of those guys that's kind of at his statistical peak age-wise.
Mm-hmm.
Hamlin, he's younger than Hamlin, but Hamlin's kind of getting to the end of that. So is Truex. Keselowski right now is one of the guys that's reaching that. Same with Kyle Busch. So yeah, that's what's scary about like a Larson, a Chase Elliott, a Ryan Blaney, a Joey Logano, is they're still pretty young.
Like, oh god, they're going to be around for a while,
right? So, anyways,
and I think part of that too is just age. Also, you mature as you get older. Most of the time,
statistically, like again, Motorsports Analytics, David Smith. I hope that's his name. Positive Regression podcast. If you like the analytical side of racing, that is a very good podcast.
Anyway,
At least mine's a completely NASCAR one.
What does that even mean?
I don't know. I'm pretty.
We're talking about IndyCar and Formula One on this, and sim racing.
There's a BMX bike right here. with a paper plate with Sharpie numbers on it.
One of these things is not like the other.
Fair enough.
Anyway, so yeah, I didn't see Brad do anything wrong there. Didn't see Chase do anything wrong.
That's an honest mistake.
Racing. Yeah.
So, and I'm sure Chase isn't too bad about it.
It's almost like we saw the same thing happen in the same corner later in the race. Alex Bowman versus Denny Hamlin. Denny Hamlin continues to make enemies out of all of these quote unquote young drivers. How long has Alex Bowman been in the Cup Series now? It's 8 years. I mean, I know there was the year where he didn't there's 2 years there where he wasn't.
Yeah, he debuted in 2014, so about 5 or 6 seasons.
So he's been on the
This is his 4th season with Hendrick, so yeah, season 5.
So he's
or 6.
He's on the NASCAR National Series, list of drivers at this point, and established.
Yeah.
Chase Briscoe, won all those races in Xfinity and didn't really do anything stupid last year. That's another guy Denny Hamlin's had a problem with. Well, let's talk about it. Bowman one time actually moves Hamlin out of the way, makes the pass, gives the spot back. Does what we call a Joe move, where you feel awful about moving someone out of the way accidentally, so you compromise your own race for them. Gets back because Bowman had the fastest car there at the end of the race. Gets loose underneath him, turn 3, wheel hop something. Unless Davey's gonna disagree with that assessment of things, but and I know you're thinking about playing devil's advocate here, so.
No, that's the incident's the incident. You can't look at it any other way.
He made a mistake, and unfortunately, Hamlin spun out because of it. It's basically the exact same thing that happened with Elliott and Keselowski.
Yep. And then all of a sudden, everyone had a different opinion on it. It's crazy how that works. Anyway, it worked out good though, because both the times my driver was the benefactor.
Oh my god.
Oh jeez.
Anyways, yeah. So there's all that. Truex gets a second chance on that restart, because really it's the end of the race. It's the comments after the race that
saved his season.
Yeah, it all unraveled there for in a 2-lap span for Truex. I totally forgot about that.
Who saved his season? All the cars that decided to choose the bottom for some reason on the restart.
Yeah.
And just give him 6 spots.
He got a lot of spots on that choose, man. That was insane.
Made no sense. But we get the green-white checkered, of course. Bowman drives away from Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski. Because, again, he had the fastest car at the end of the race. It's like he's done that a couple times this year or something. Nothing really to say about that. Keselowski hits Kyle Busch late in the going. I kind of saw that as he was really aggressive, throttling up off the corner, and again, made a mistake. Kyle Busch called him the R word. That's through sensitivity training. I don't think I have that in here anywhere. Maybe I do.
That got announced right before we started doing it. Just to put a quick tie on that, it's a moment of ignorance. He immediately apologized. It sucks, but that's not the person who Kyle is. This is literally the exact same thing I could have said with a different driver last year with the same name.
Haley Deegan.
Yeah.
Yep.
He messed up. He acknowledged it. Let's move on.
Yep. Good on NASCAR. And snuffed that one out too.
Yeah. Huge props to Kyle. Being hey, I shouldn't have said that afterwards. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
But don't like that he said it, right? Don't have to like what he said. But post race,
no, we do
not. We've all said something ignorant or insensitive at some point in our life, and if he learns from it, then it's no big deal.
Not me. I'm perfect.
Yeah,
you're right. That's right. That is right. Yeah. He is
perfect.
Yeah. Okay. 2/3 of us.
Don't you forget it. No post race drama though. This goes back to my issue with drivers and retaliation.
Bottle.
Woo! That one counts because you said "aw." Although according to NASCAR and NBC, I guess it doesn't count. So
Yeah,
dude, does that mean I get out of a diecast this week? Because
you can get a 164. How about that?
I was gonna say I'm planning on buying 2 diecasts. So does that mean I get 2 free swears on the show?
I mean, I would hope not, but
Remember when I said a cuss word so I could buy Ryan Priest's truck win?
Yeah. My guys need to stop winning. My wallet is running pretty dry right now.
Anyways.
Yeah. Hope that truck gets produced.
It's a great moment. I think it did make production. This is a great time. Make sure you go to circuitdiecast.com. Use code JTN at checkout. Free shipping. Order $20 or more. You help support us at JTN. You help support a great company. Does a lot of great things for the community.
Ew.
And also always gives you a great deal. circuitdiecast.com. JTN at checkout. Free shipping on your order of $20 or more. Post-race drama, though. Hamlin comes screaming around the track out of the front straightaway. Smashes the brakes. Slides past Bowman, which was hilarious. Bowman loops it around trying to do burnouts. Hamlin then does burnouts on Bowman's car. Whoever that fan is, needs to go sign an NFL contract with
Dude, that guy's got a gun
with somebody. That was
like a direct hit on the Toyota logo on his windshield pane.
That was great. But
by the way, real quick, besides the part where I'm gonna bat for Denny a little bit because I know neither of you will. Up to this point, there should not be any issues with what Denny Hamlin did, in my opinion.
It's not the most egregious thing. I don't like playing bumper cars post race, but
I don't
like there's photographers and safety crew and media trying to get out to Alex's car, and then you got somebody coming in full speed, and it rubs me the wrong way. I don't know.
So my thing with that is those people kind of know that they're going on an active racetrack at that point. It's not like someone walking through the garage area.
No, the track is not declared cold when they walk out onto it. The track is still hot.
Yeah.
So
it's a little different in that respect. So like I don't jive with that argument. I do though with the argument that Alex Bowman won the race. That's his moment. You give the guy his moment, even if you absolutely hate the guy. If Hamlin got to him, maybe.
I've said. Like referring to when I told Kevin Harvick he should take his helmet off. If you got a problem, why don't you take your helmet off and go confront him like Cole Custer did with John Hunter Nemechek?
If Denny get out of the car, Alex Bowman's just going to drive away and do burnout somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he
or just wait for him to get out of the car and then go find him. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because here's the thing: you want to give the guy the moment. You don't. What you want him to go walk up to him in victory lane? Is that better? No, it's worse.
I'm not saying you should give him the moment. I'm just saying like. Don't use your car as a weapon.
I think going up to him in victory lane is more disrespectful than coming up to him before he even starts his burnouts and showing displeasure.
So with the way, in a traditional sense, yes, but with the way they do the post race and the interviews and stuff, I think it kind of changes it.
So if the guy wins the race, there's no opportunity for you to go talk to him.
No. So if the guy wins the race and he's interviewed in victory lane. Yeah, I agree with you. But if the guy wins the race and he's interviewed right there on the front stretch,
but he's interviewed in both, bud.
Right, I'm saying. So then you go to him in victory lane after. You get what I'm saying? I don't think you make it to him though. At that point, you're not going to make it to him though, which is the big thing, right? Yeah. I just like you said, man. I don't like using the cars as. I don't like playing bumper.
I think it's a punk ass thing to do to go up nose to nose to him and then flip him off double bird through the windshield, and it's like, dude, get out of like.
I think it's funny. I think it's awesome.
Because if
he went up to him in victory lane, everyone would be complaining. No matter what he did, this was the reaction he was going to get.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter. Like you can say all you want, but it doesn't matter. Alex Bowman fans are going to complain no matter what he did.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it was funny. I think it's the best thing. It's the best way he's going to do it.
Oh, yeah. It's good for TV, right? It's good for clicks. I'm sure NASCAR's got a lot of extra clicks right now. It's almost like that's what they want. Anyways. So there's all that.
This is going to be a fun rest of the podcast for me.
Why?
Because I like this.
Maybe just likes to be difficult.
For the villain.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't jive with getting in the way of a guy's moment.
Oh,
there is fake tough guys.
Whatever. Wah. Oh, his moment. Oh,
everybody wants to act like a tough guy, but nobody wants to take their helmet off or get out of their car.
What a load of crap.
No one wants to answer each other's phone calls.
Yeah.
Or text messages.
How about we do it hockey style and both of you guys get out, take your helmets off, drop your gloves, and actually settle it instead of talking in the media and flipping each other off through the safety of a 3,500-pound car.
I mean, if that happened, I don't think Alex Bowman's fighting anybody. So let's be fair here.
Yeah, but I mean, if you want to talk about people need to show respect, then why don't you enforce it?
Listen, that's not my argument to make.
Yeah, that's just my thing. That's why fighting's in hockey. So
yeah, because of the
okay. Well, when NASCAR has 2 goals and a puck, I'll let you have that one. But
yeah, because when the refs don't have your back, and you got 5 players get cross-checked in the back into the boards in the first 3 games of the year. almost like you got to start swinging at people. I don't know. Couldn't be my team ever. Yeah. Couldn't be my team. Getting no calls from the refs and just randomly fighting people out of nowhere, just dropping the gloves immediately after getting cross-checked in the back of the neck. Couldn't be my team. Anyways, could be my captain.
We just went on a hockey thing, I think. Yeah. I was disassociating.
That's usually me whenever I'm not talking.
I just want to let you guys know, no matter what I say right now, I enjoy you both.
I know.
This is I do, because I like, a part of me does kind of feel the way I feel. A part of me is like, Denny Hamlin's a little bit of a butthole, but I like Denny Hamlin, so I'll bat for him.
So
why not? Someone's got to do it. It'd be a boring podcast if I was just like, Denny Hamlin sucks.
Yeah.
Go out, Denny Hamlin's a meanie head. Like, that would be stupid. Why would I do that?
I just, like I said, I don't like taking away a guy's moment. I don't care who it is. I don't like taking away a guy's moment. He won the race. Again, I don't think we can all. I think we all agreed that he didn't do anything egregious. No, was not as bad as Stuart Friesen the day before, just dumping someone.
Yeah. And which, like, for the record, I don't have a problem with Hamlin being mad.
Yeah.
Like, I get it, dude. I totally get it. Like, nobody wants to get dumped. I just have a major problem with the way he went about it.
With the handling of it. So let's talk about the handling of it, because on-track stuff's different. Whatever. Handling of it after the race, though, was interesting. Of course, they stick a microphone right in his face. Got an F-bomb on NBC, live national television. No, I don't. No apology for it from anybody, which was awesome.
But Junior's not going to apologize for it. He's still mad about that.
I'm assuming it's because Hamlin kind of said it under his breath a little bit, because I think he realized he shouldn't say it, but he was already saying it at that point.
Yeah. I mean, Kyle Busch did it like a month ago, and they didn't care. So,
well, that's what I'm saying.
Like, the standard's been set.
It's great.
Yeah.
Anyways, calls Alex Bowman a hack, which
Jesus
says he's the least talented out of the four. He's the worst out of the four, which statistically, yes, but also being the worst
driver on your team's got 4 wins.
Or
I feel like that's still a pretty high bar.
Worst driver on the best team. I think there's a lot of guys out there that are worse.
Yeah, it's funny he says that when William Byron exists, but regardless.
Anyways, what else did he say? That he was talentless. So I don't remember if it was a tweet or if it was right there. It's talking about how he had to make his way in the sport and other drivers didn't.
It was his tweet afterwards, yeah, where it read like it was written by Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker.
Anyways, we'll get there. Because I want to talk about that a little bit separate. But, they asked him about the fans booing him. He said something about their Chase fans, which was hilarious. And he's not wrong. Which we're going to talk about that. This episode's a long one. Boy, we're 52 minutes already, and we haven't even gotten out of the
We're not even done with the cup race yet.
Anyway, going back real quick back to the tweet. I understand this tweet is memeable because it is.
Yeah.
I think there's things you can take out of the tweet that are real and are actually things you can apply and not totally meme about, even though it is funny to meme about it. Trust me, I've been laughing at all the memes. But he didn't say that Alex Bowman did one way or another. He just said he worked his way through the sport. He didn't say anything about any other driver, by the way. Real quick.
Yeah. But the implication is definitely made.
That he's like,
I don't think so.
Yeah. I mean, it can't. Yeah, I was gonna say by bringing it up, I don't know if he's directly taking a shot at Bowman, but he's kind of implying he's like, I had to work here. I didn't have a silver spoon like a bunch of these guys, and it's like, well, neither did Alex Bowman. But
no, the context of what he said is that he's worked really hard to achieve what he's trying to achieve, and that he has a chance to do it next week. So tensions are high, ball, that kind of thing. That was the context of the statement he made with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I know it's heat of the moment. But that's, to me, it's just classless to go after a dude like that. Like he said to Alex, like we all had a beef, or we all had a problem with the way Gragson said stuff like that about Hemrick and David Starr when they had their run-ins earlier this year. And it's like, it's not just the Bowman fan in me. Like, I don't really care about David Starr, but I was like, that's a 20-year veteran you're talking about. Show some respect, dude. Like, to basically imply that Bowman doesn't deserve to be there, it pisses me off, because that's a dude who's barely stayed in that ride because nobody wants to sponsor him until last year,
Yeah, I'm going to continue batting for Hamlin, but I will say that was this situation, the interview where he spoke about Alex Bowman.
Yeah.
While it was very funny, definitely like not cool. Shouldn't say those things. He's probably, I mean, Denny Hamlin's not a dumb guy. Like he's probably looking back, like feeling pretty embarrassed about it, or he will soon.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. I will not defend that because that is a little. Denny, shut up.
Denny,
shut up.
yeah.
You were great. Everything was going fine. You have to keep going.
It goes back to my rule of you can only retaliate once. You already retaliated on track. Slandering someone like that is another form of retaliation. You know, a la Kevin Harvick a couple weeks later calling Chase Elliott a 9-year-old, or implying that Chase Elliott was a 9-year-old or 8-year-old or whatever.
Again, not the best thing to do, but I thought it was funny.
Yes,
throwback to him after he wrecked out of the Roval, and he's like, sometimes you got to teach somebody a lesson. And it's like, what lesson is that? That you can get scared into missing a corner?
Right.
Or
I mean, he did wreck him, to be fair.
Yeah.
But he did a good job of wrecking him without making
too.
it obvious. I mean, it was obvious because you knew, but like also, like if you just look at that incident isolated from everything.
Like, yeah, and if Kevin Harvick doesn't wreck himself later, which obviously he did, doesn't change that. But like, if he didn't wreck himself later that race, my man walks out of the Roval ice cold. Like,
oh yeah,
it would have been such a badass moment.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just like just to put a pin in the whole interview thing. Like, I get he's mad. It sucks getting wrecked out of the lead. It really does. And I know there's also a lot of those emotions because he did nearly miss the Final Four because of that. But like, that's just uncalled for.
He was never in jeopardy of missing.
Kind of, yeah. It put him really close to the line. He was like 9 points clear.
Yeah,
after that,
he was 9 points as the last guy on the lead lap with no damage on his car.
Yeah, it's just like it just frustrated me because I'm a Bowman fan, obviously, and I've gone to bat for him so many times, and I was like, come on, dude. So
yeah.
Anyway,
and you know, going to the part that you kind of mentioned where tensions are high and emotions are running very, very high, and you know, we're also looking at a guy who has struggled, you know, mentally in sports and racing, who's, you know, had to see the sports psychiatrist, like has had to gone through some form of like training, or he had to go through this therapy or whatever he did to better himself there. Like he's had to go through it before. You know, it doesn't excuse the things he said.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to sit here and be like, how can he say that? How can he say that? This is crazy. It's not great, but I mean, I've been in those moments before post race where all you want to do is rip the guy's head off.
Yeah.
Like, there's those moments where you just don't want to hold back. Gets a camera stuck in his face and a microphone, and yes, it's just a tough situation.
So it's that cliche of like, this is the only sport where we can interview the competitors, you know, right after the action and all that type of jazz. But with that comes a lot of responsibility for the drivers that the drivers have to uphold. There's been drivers this year that haven't upheld that standard.
Mm-hmm.
You can't say things like that. You are Denny Hamlin. You've been a championship favorite, you know, 3 of the last 5 years, 4 years, whatever. You can't say things like that. You just can't do it. I get it. Your emotions are running high. I have since, you know, doing all these broadcasts, I've definitely talked to people where they were not very happy. They've said things that I'm sure, I hope they regret, especially because they're still out there on YouTube.
Yeah.
But,
excuse me.
You're a brand ambassador, right? You can't you can't say those types of things about another person because it doesn't reflect good on you. It doesn't reflect good on your sponsors. It's a tricky game that you have to play, and when you're Denny Hamlin, you play it more than most because you're more often than not getting interviewed after races. So it was just it was surprising to see that much, like, because he went in on him, right? You can compare it to him like you scolding a toddler almost with the way he was talking. Seriously.
No, I know. You're right.
And you don't do that. You don't do that to a competitor, especially someone who has had as much success as Alex Bowman has had this year. Like, oh, you can only win races late. Kevin Harvick made a whole career out of that for the first 10, 15 years of his career. So, I mean, Not that Denny Hamlin likes Kevin Harvick, but
it almost seemed like premeditated, like he had that whole rant ready. And part of me thinks it's because you look at like who's the only guy that Bowman's ever had a run in on track in the Cup Series? It's Bubba Wallace. Who's Bubba's car owner? It's Denny Hamlin.
I think you're putting your tinfoil hat on there, bud.
I know. I'm not saying he's like going out there like with a beef, but I'm saying I was like I'm just saying there might be a little bit of residual, like he already doesn't like Alex Bowman because Bowman and Bubba don't get along. You know?
No, I think it's also, and I said this on Discord yesterday. Like, I don't totally agree with that. I kind of think it's, you go for the easy hanging fruit, and the easy hanging fruit with any Hendrick driver that isn't Kyle Larson is look what your teammate's doing. It's pretty quick and easy to rattle that one off.
It's crazy. Kevin Harvick did the same thing about Chase Elliott, who's going to the Final Four.
Yeah, if the worst Hendrick driver just got the best of you, imagine what the two best ones are going to do, Denny. So,
I'd like to acknowledge how funny it is, how on brand my response to this conversation was, and how on brand Joe's, wherever Joe is in relation to me, for this, like how.
Anyways,
there we go. Joe's is his response, because like Joe's focusing on the very realistic factors and like, here's why you do it, here's why you wouldn't do it. This, you shouldn't have done it because of these reasons. I'm looking at it like from the human factor, where it's like total emotion. Like I'm like, I mean, I get it. I'm a butthole.
Yeah.
Like I would do that too.
No, and again, it's not that I don't understand the comments.
No,
I know that's not what you're saying, but
yeah.
You're paid millions of dollars to not do things like that and make a fool of yourself on national television for yourself and your sponsors, which to a degree he kind of did, especially as evidenced by a lot of the memes out there right now about Denny Hamlin and just him doubling down on it. I also don't I don't like whenever someone, you can't defend yourself with the excuse that my emotions were running hot. So other people can defend you with it, you can't defend yourself with it. Do you get that? Maybe
kinda.
It's not a defense that you can use.
If it's like a personal thing,
but your buddy could use it for you. Like you get in a fight at a bar,
or if you have an argument with somebody and you're like, "Hey, man, I'm sorry, my emotions are running high." But if you're gonna put out a public statement and also try to be like, "Yeah, my emotions are right, but I'm still right," it's like, no.
Yeah.
Well, I don't as much have a problem with that, and maybe this is something that he would do, under the privacy of his own devices directly to Alex Bowman, but it didn't address Alex Bowman at all in any of those tweets. So I would like to think that maybe that is a conversation that is being had privately, and then
rightfully
tore out of him on social media. So once again, in some instances, rightfully so.
Unless they're a Chase Elliott fan, then no.
People are making fun of him for like his tweets, which like, while the tweets are like funny Joker tweets, like I get it, I laughed at them too, but like there's a really real element to them that I think doesn't have to be completely disregarded just because we think it's funny. But it is what it is.
Yeah, and to segue into our next part is how like Bowman just straight up said in his interview, he's like, I didn't mean to wreck him. He's like, it was just a mistake. He's like, it's not how I want to race. So I'm sure if there is that conversation being had, I'm sure Bowman's gonna be like, dude, like, like I didn't try to wreck you. You're just racing hard.
I know y'all don't watch.
To take one out of Denny's book, that's just short track racing,
right?
So
I know. Yeah, really, right? I know y'all don't watch it, but professional wrestling, Bowman was looking like Orange Cassidy out there, just like whatever, I don't care. Good on Alex Bowman. But that sets up our final four of Kyle Larson, of course, won the first two races. Chase Elliott locked in on points. Denny Hamlin in on points. Martin Truex Jr. in on points. It's crazy. Everyone said the guy that was going to win this race was going to be a playoff driver, and lo and behold, it wasn't. Wow. Shaping up for a good battle out in the desert. With all that being said, though, this brings up something that we've kind of seen on social media today. Don't know how much you guys really want to talk about it, but people being afraid to be fans of drivers.
Yeah, screw that.
Never experienced it. Definitely have gotten like looks, but don't really care. But other people, other people have different feelings towards that type of stuff. Helps being a Brad Keselowski fan in Michigan, let me tell you.
Here's what I'm gonna say. If you judge somebody's character based off of a driver they root for, you objectively suck.
Don't disagree. However, I've seen a lot of people. There is one tweet that's gone kind of viral for being a bit silly, and it is a bit silly. But there is a lot of merit, I think, to people who might not be totally comfortable with their fanhood of certain drivers. Bubba Wallace is an obvious example. Every race I've gone to this season that's a cup race where Bubba Wallace was mentioned, I've heard plethora of boos and middle fingers and cheers when he wrecks. And I probably won't be going to the track in a Bubba Wallace shirt anytime soon. Not down south, at least. It just doesn't.
People have a right to boo drivers and cheer when they wreck, and it's just some drivers have different connotations with why you're booing, right?
Yeah.
Let's just keep beating around the bush.
Kyle Busch gets booed. Joey Logano gets booed. I'd wear a Kyle Busch. I mean, I wouldn't wear a Kyle Busch or Joey Logano shirt. I like Kyle Busch, but I wouldn't wear a shirt. Don't like Joey Logano, so I wouldn't wear a shirt. But I would. Like I would. I wouldn't like. I don't know if I should wear my Kyle Busch shirt today, but like going to Charlotte, if like I got a Bubba Wallace first win T-shirt, I'm like I'm not putting this on. Like it's like a very visceral, mean reaction from fans when Bubba Wallace is brought up, and to that point, even before all of this stuff, like at Daytona, when I was at Daytona this year, Denny Hamlin got a disproportionate amount of boos from the same people who were booing Bubba Wallace. So. Like I kind of get it to an extent.
Yeah. You shouldn't be afraid to go to the racetrack because of what color your T-shirt is, right?
Or your skin.
Or your skin.
Or
correct.
Or what is below your waist.
I totally understand where you're coming from, but if you're in a big group, I say wear it because
it's fair.
F those people, and
those people suck.
You know, we're gonna throw down if somebody's gonna have problems with my friends. I know I'm only 5'7", but I don't care.
Yeah, I went to Daytona with my girlfriend and only my girlfriend, so I was like,
And to me, if and I'm not trying to attack you, Davey, but it's like if you give in and you're like, I'm scared to wear my shirt, those people are winning.
No, I get it.
True, but you know, I don't want to get beat up in the parking lot because my driver accidentally bumps into Chase Elliott halfway through the race.
I almost wore my I Am NASCAR Pride shirt to Charlotte on Sunday when we were there. I thought about it. So Matt, I had to support Alex Bowman. So
Matt, you weren't there for the awkward, angry looks we got when John Peterson stood up and yelled, "Let's go, Bubba!" to all the fans around us who were chanting other less savory phrases.
I love John. God.
Slightly different. Slightly different feeling. I get it though. You're right. Like I get it.
Just be a good who cares?
We're all here to watch billboards race around a track for 500 miles. Like,
heck yeah.
We're all here for the same reason. Who cares what driver you like?
Fast ads.
It's just there's been a lot of people talking about, anytime a guy passed Chase, they'd get fingers, they'd get boos.
That's every driver.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying, and I definitely understand being uncomfortable with that, right? It's very uncomfortable to go to an opposing team's stadium to watch your team play.
Yep.
Very uncomfortable. So
I've gone through that.
It's kind of that same thing, if you ask me. But fun.
It's just garbage that you have to tiptoe around that, and it's like those people suck.
Yeah, those people do suck.
If I didn't want to buy another diecast, I'd say something.
Because you don't know who those people are, right? That's the thing. Mm-hmm. And that's the part that's scary. It's not the fact that there are those people out there. It's that you don't know who they are until they're beating you up in the parking lot or they're yelling obscenities at you or stuff like that. And that's just not okay. It also it's on NASCAR and track officials to make sure they curb that if it does arise. Again, haven't heard stories of it, but I have definitely seen women get kind of talked down to at races at times by people around them, and so it's still a problem. But we're all we're all people in the end. I think we're all people.
Yeah. And I mean, you can even flip it the other way. I'm a Kyle Larson fan.
Yeah.
How many people have thought I'm a racist because of it?
Yeah.
It's like, no, dude, I can like Kyle and also think he screwed up. It happens.
There's gonna be a lot of Kyle Busch fans now too. Look out, other Kyle drivers. Kyle Tilley, look out.
Just if your name, just don't be a race car driver if your name's Kyle, I guess. I think that's
yeah, that's true.
Just never give an interview.
Yeah.
Just say you're
don't
mute.
interview people named Kyle.
Say you're mute.
Yeah.
But yeah, don't be afraid to go to the racetrack. If you're afraid to go to the racetrack, call me.
Yeah.
I'll go with you. I'll wear your driver's shirt.
Come hang out with the US World boys.
Yeah. So. Yeah, actually we're pretty ride or die.
We'll unleash Dewey on them if they're mad. So
Joe's coming to Charlotte with us, right?
Yeah. There's some Xfinity season stuff going on. Austin Hill was announced he's set to join RCR, so RCR going to be a 2-car fleet. Austin Hill and Sheldon Creed.
I love that. Austin Hill and Sheldon Creed are like my 2 favorite dudes in the trucks right now. So
it's going to kind of Xfinity's field. They lose Austin Cindric. They're going to gain 2 more really good drivers. I guess they're losing Myatt Snyder, but poor Myatt.
Yeah,
won a race this year, doesn't have a ride.
I like Myatt, but he has really underperformed this year. Outside of that win, he's been kind of disappointing. And I love Myatt. Myatt tried to steal my girlfriend on Twitter once, so like we're cool. But
God.
Yeah, it bumps me up.
Myatt's all right.
I've told you about this before, Joe. We don't need to rehash
it. It's funny. I've never heard of someone getting cucked on Twitter.
Oh my God.
Clearly don't use Twitter that much then.
Jesus.
Also, it was announced Ryan Sieg Racing gonna form a strong technical alliance with Stuart Haas Racing. That might be a place for Ryan Preece to go maybe run some races. I have to wait and see there. So yeah, because they're going to be 2 cars. It sounds from the sounds of it with Sieg, and then probably rotating drivers in the second car.
Sieg's team has been so bad this year.
Yeah, but they switched to Ford.
Yeah, but it's like you thought they were going to get more manufacturer support, and they just plummeted down the field.
Nope, it's almost like Ford only has 2 teams in the Xfinity Series, and they're still only going to have 2 teams next year.
Yeah,
because no one knows what's happening with Penske yet. It's going to be a real shame if that team shuts down because.
Yeah,
if they keep Riley in that 98 car, Ford. Ooh, that's gonna be rough unless Riley figures it out.
Gonna be paying for a lot of race cars.
But we move on to our championship preview. Trucks, Friday night, I believe. Someone can fact check me on that. Sheldon Creed's obviously we talked about it. He's on the outside looking in.
Pain.
Is this John Hunter's Nemechek's title to lose?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I mean, he's easily been the best driver all season, so.
Worst part is he's not going to win the title.
Think so?
I have a weird feeling just because that will make the most chaos on Twitter. That is what will happen.
It almost feels like it's going to be like what happened to Moffitt last year.
Yep.
Where that late yellow comes out and just screws them.
I just feel like
I feel it.
People say they want the most deserving driver to win the title, but since that doesn't help with their narrative that they want to make, which is valid, look back at Crafton winning the title without winning a race, in a format that is supposed to reward race winners. They got mad about that, even though that's kind of exactly what you wanted. Anyways, whatever. That's not what we're talking about. I feel like a lot of people probably want John Hunter not to win the title just so they can complain about it for the sake of complaining. We've had this discussion before, Davey. I think people are cynics, but
People in NASCAR complain for the sake of complaining? No.
What?
Never. So you can make a championship pick that's probably the driver that you'd think would win the race. But if they are different, now it's time to tell you. Say it.
Todd Gilliland's gonna win the race. It's got to happen sometime, dude. He has been stupidly good since the playoffs started. It's like it just constantly goes wrong for him at the end of the race, though. Champ wise, probably I'm gonna go with Nemechek. So,
Davey.
Zane Smith to win the racing title.
All right. I like that one. I'm going to go with good old Ben Rhodes then, just because I don't want to have everyone pick the same one. Yeah. He's got to bookend the season.
Yeah.
Win the first race, win the last race. Bam. Xfinity. Oh, man. Drivers and owners' titles are on the line because the 54 is in the owners' championship. Do believe that knocks out the 18. So Gibbs can win the owners' championship and the drivers' championship without winning, or with different cars. Sorry.
Yeah.
Words.
You'll get there eventually.
Yeah.
John Hunter's going to be in that 54 this weekend, not Ty Gibbs. So they're going to have to probably start deep. They're going to start deeper in the field. Or no, there's qualifying this weekend. Never mind. This is going to be the Cindric versus AJ show, right?
More than likely, yeah.
Tell me how I'm wrong.
I think those two are going to be the favorites, but like, you know,
Daniel
Braxton's
Hemrick's
been good on flat tracks this year.
Daniel Hemrick's going to get the late race yellow to help him win this time.
Stop hurting me.
Daniel Hemrick is about to. I can almost guarantee you, Daniel Hemrick is going to snatch defeat out of the jaws of victory.
Pain.
Noah Gragson, like you said, go on the flat tracks, has a lot of momentum in this playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Been really strong once the playoffs started. I think he's going to be more of a force to be reckoned with than I think people are giving him credit for, just because they're looking at his whole season and not where he's at right now. I don't know. For some reason, I think it's going to be closer than people think. I really do. I really think it's going to be closer than people think. I think Austin Cindric has probably the best shot. AJ Allmendinger needs to calm down.
AJ wasn't good in this race in the spring, if I recall correctly.
He was not very good. The other thing about AJ Allmendinger is
he wrecked with Haley, didn't he? Or he wrecked with somebody.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
My main thing is notably AJ Allmendinger he's mentally, he is a driver that needs to have that confidence in himself. He will break down quickly if it doesn't go well. So I think if he comes into this race with the correct mindset and keeps that mindset, this changes things. Because I feel like he can bring the fight to Austin Cindric. And in my opinion, AJ Allmendinger is probably a little bit better wheel to wheel than Austin Cindric. I think if it comes down to that, AJ's got a leg up on him. But alas.
Yeah.
That's why I think,
Emmerich going to be quick. He's always quick. He was good I believe he was good at New Hampshire, which is another one of those flat tracks. Brandon Jones obviously won one of these Phoenix races last year, so you have to think that the Gibbs will have good cars. 54 is going to be strong, of course. We have practice. That will definitely help the AJ Allmendinger. AJ Allmendinger's and Hemrick's and Gregson's. Cindric's just unloaded good everywhere, so I don't know how much it really helps the 22 team compared. Plus, they got a big notebook from last year, obviously winning the race.
Yeah.
Well,
also, I did the research. Allmendinger, he spun out Brandon Jones. That's what it was.
Oof.
at the Phoenix race earlier this year.
Oof.
Based.
So that's how you know he wasn't running very good. Picks. Explicit picks. Race win, title.
I've got
they
one.
can be the same.
Okay. Just to twist the knife, Justin Allgaier is going to win the 1 year he's not in the Final Four. And Hemrick's going to be champion without winning a race. And it's going to be because Cindric and Allmendinger take each other out at some point, like they did at Bristol. Max chaos.
Okay.
I crave violence.
Is it me now?
Yep.
Okay. John Hernimchek wins the race. And Noah Gragson gets
I can just feel the pain. I can just feel it.
Yep.
I don't know how you bet against the defending series champion.
Easy. You just do it.
Yeah, you just don't bet for Austin Cindric. It's actually pretty easy.
So
I'm doing it right now, actually.
He wins the race and the title.
Just did it.
Sends off that Xfinity Series. Sends off that Xfinity Series program. Sends himself up to Cup with the two-time champion. a la Ricky Stenhouse Jr.
Guess.
Illustrious company he's in.
Cup Series, obviously, this is the big main event of the weekend on NBC. We're in for a show. Is this Kyle Larson's race to lose? Yes or no?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, he's got all the momentum.
Does he?
I mean, he's won 2 of the last 3 races, so.
Didn't win the last race, though. I mean, here's the thing. Earlier this year, there were people saying that Hendrick was dead because they didn't win a race in 3 weeks.
Oh, you know what? That is true, because he did just get beat by the worst Hendrick driver, so.
Oh my
At a
god,
completely
we're
different
hearing
track.
about this forever. Christ. On a crutch.
What do we think about Chase's chances in being a repeat?
No.
Well, he can't win on an oval this year, so unless they change to the Phoenix Roval, then just cut Chase is done. So.
Yep.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
I'd have to kind of. I feel like he's definitely the underdog coming into this year. Or
Yeah.
last year.
You know, honestly, I might just roll a die for this one.
Who is everyone's pick, and why is it not Martin Truex?
Do I have
It's
a D4?
kind of what we're playing right now.
I don't.
I was gonna say Denny
Oh,
Hamlin.
I do have a D4. Okay.
Denny Hamlin doesn't have a lot of wins, but he's been more balanced than he was last year. Their 750 stuff. He talked about last year just feeling like they had no chance going into this race last year. Their 750 stuff is very much improved. He and Larson are 1A, 1B, right? I mean, it's...
Yeah, I think Larson's the favorite, but I can see any of the 4 of them winning this. Which is why I'm going to roll this D4 here. So, 1 is Larson, 2 is Elliott, 3 is Hamlin, 4 is Truex. That's Larson.
All right, that's pretty easy.
Yep.
Is he going to win the race, too?
Yes.
Okay. Davey.
Denny Hamlin. Race and championship.
The booze will be raining down on Denny Hamlin.
Heard around the world. I want them booze. I'm all about it.
How cool would it be if he like wins the title and then Alex Bowman tries to congratulate him and Denny just like stink eyes him?
He goes, no. Alex Bowman goes to shake his hand. Denny Hamlin goes like,
yeah. He's like,
audio
up high,
I'm sorry.
down low, too slow. Or like he and Truex like tabletop him. So
Right.
like Truex gets down on his hands and knees and Denny just like pushes him over.
I want tomfoolery.
Yeah.
I know, Davey, I know you said why aren't we picking who are we picking and why not Truex? Truex won this race in the spring.
I don't care.
Probably could have won last week. Really strong on 750. Won at Richmond. I think he's the favorite. I know he's not the favorite.
My commentary wasn't that Martin Truex Jr. was not gonna win. It was more, he's like the least talked about Final Four driver right now.
Which I think is good for him.
Yeah, I was gonna say
I
kind of forgot that he made the Final Four.
No, I was making a point. I swear.
Yeah.
I was making a point. Like no one's looking for Martin Truex Jr.
I'm the only person in all of NASCAR media picking Martin Truex Jr.
Literally the only one. Nobody else is.
Get this out really quick before everyone's hot takes come in. No.
I can already see the tweets tonight. Y'all forgetting about MTJ. Oh my god.
Right?
Oh, I gotta make a meme about this. It's another verbal meme. It's somebody sleeping, and the guy sleeping is NASCAR media, and the pillow is Martin Truex. I'm gonna make that after the show ends. We need Joe. I'm telling you, we need more Fake Racers podcast memes. That's the way to get.
Honestly, make a Fake Racers podcast Twitter account. Let's tweet it from that.
Yeah,
let's do it.
You guys better do that like right now once we get done because I'm not letting someone that watches our show go out there.
Are we gonna?
We can't get beat to the punch.
John's gonna make it.
John's probably making it as we speak.
Somehow.
When we made the official USRL one, John was like, "Can I have the login?" And we were like, "No." Absolutely not.
Yeah,
the best part is that he probably totally understood why not. He's like, yeah.
We had a bunch of great racing on JTN this past week. We had the Halloween 500 with East Coast Thunder. Did awesome numbers.
Some of them.
Can't thank folks for tuning in enough for that, because that was a really special race for all those guys. 19th annual. So 19th year they've run that race in a row.
Good God.
Cool.
Or not, maybe, I don't know if it was in a row, but 19th time they've run that race. That is fantastic. Of course, we had the USORL Retro Series on Saturday night.
You think they ran 18 races in one day last year?
Maybe they did. Obviously, Bomb Squad and All-Star Racing have kind of been the cornerstones here in the fall on JTN. So those races last week, we had the Roval Tommy's World return, so go check that out as well. It was peak Tommy's World. Wasn't too silly, but it was very informative. But got a lot of great races coming up this week, so you're not going to want to miss it. You're going to want to make sure you're subscribed to our YouTube, following us on Twitter. Here comes Bristol. There he is. There's his nose.
Doggy.
But yeah, you want to do your links, boys?
My name is Davey Hazard.
All right.
And you can find me on Twitter at Davey Hazard. And you can find me on Instagram at D7H5. And you can find me on Twitch at D7H5 or with an ER at the end.
Is it my turn?
Nope.
Okay.
Yeah, it is.
My name is Jonas. I'm carrying the wheel. Thanks for all you've shown us, but this is how we feel. Those are Weezer lyrics.
Shut up. Boo.
Find me on Twitter at msteelman51. I might be posting pictures of my BMX escapades, except with an actual number plate and not this paper plate zip tied to my handlebars. By the way, your boy got P2 for his first BMX race in 11 years, so it's pretty cool. YouTube, Dale June 88 Rocks, and yeah, that's about it.
Bristol is telling you guys to make sure you're following us on Twitter, following us on Facebook. Bristol, am I forgetting it?
He's like, yeah. He's like, yeah, give me a chicken nugget.
Apparently, I have these. Sponsor us, because I would like to.
Please.
Free treats for Bristol would be awesome. Bristol, you gotta move over a little bit so you're getting shot. A little bit this way. Nope, this way. Over here. Oh, there he is. Look at him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, again, make sure you subscribe to us right here on YouTube. Like the podcast on Spotify. Tell us what you think. We appreciate you. We love you. Kiss, kiss, smooch, smooch. Hopefully you tune in next week, because it'll be the last one, at least for me, for a while.
Ever.
I don't know what you guys are going to do, but I am taking a break from this.
Yeah.
I can't thank you folks enough for watching. And we'll see you guys next time right here on the Fake Racers Podcast.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Hello. Goodbye.